Hi folks, time for another review, and we're going to look at a Mastertronic release from 1987. Bit of a space shoot 'em up by the looks of it, called Starlifter. Here's the front cover, and it's got an interesting logo on. Not quite sure why a couple of those letters are in lowercase, but there you go. And the picture looks a bit suspiciously like a Star Destroyer with some, well, I don't know, tadpoles coming out of it. Not quite sure. It's actually not a bad piece of sci-fi artwork though. A bit derivative of Star Wars, as many 80s sci-fi art pieces probably were. And spine's got that logo on again. And on the back, no surprise really, we've got some screenshots which seem to have some pretty large spaceships on, which look quite impressive. And a bit of info about the game, of course. Fly your one-man fighter into enemy territory. Destroy the power of the evil Paradusians by destroying their space convoys. Fair enough. A fast-paced all-action shoot 'em up. Could have guessed that really. Inside the inlay we've got more about this war with the evil Paradusians. The word aliens would have done really. Lots of backstory. And then we get to the gameplay. Pretty straightforward stuff. You will be given a number of craft to destroy. You can shoot the escort fighters or the hatches on the cargo ships. When you've shot enough craft, you will move to the next level. The fighters will shoot you. Avoid the bullets. Common sense stuff. And there's some loading instructions and controls, and that's it actually. The inside's totally blank. So here's the title screen, and we've got a nice tune playing in the background. Sort of very dramatic, sort of I'm a hero in space kind of music. And a basic sort of high score table. Nice logo for the game there as well. As you can see in the bottom corner it says they're written by Steve Lee. He also did Hunter Patrol, which was a Mastertronic game, and also Erebus, which was re-released on Ricochet. So he's got a bit of history with Mastertronic. And that's pretty much it for the title screen. So let's get the game started. And to start with on the game, I'm just going to let the sort of screen scroll along by itself and show you what happens quite a lot when you start a new game. As you can see, I'm scrolling along quite nicely. And then I just blow up. I assume I got shot by one of the spaceships there. And the game will restart again in exactly the same place. And I die again, and so on. So that was just a quick demo of there you go. Sometimes that happens where you get shot as soon as you spawn on the screen. And that was game over. So I'll try and play the game a bit more now and demonstrate a bit more what it's about. But it is very hard, and you do get shot randomly sometimes by bullets that you can't even see. Also, just to mention about the high score table here, what a peculiar score at the bottom there, 3,110. That's not a score that I've put on there on a past go. I wish I could get that higher score. That's just a default high score. It's a bit strange, but there you go. That's the score to try and get on the high score table, and thus far I've had no chance of getting that. So let's give it a go. So basically you've got to fly around in your spaceship, and you can fly in both directions and you get shot a lot. And you've got to shoot these large craft, and you've also got to shoot a certain number of the other spaceships as well, the actual smaller ships. And if you look closely, you can see I'm shooting little chunks out of the big sort of craft that are about. You can get moving quite fast, although that does usually end up being dying. Right, I've actually just finished the first level there by shooting the required number of enemies. The number that you need to shoot actually shows up in this box here. So I'll go on to level 2, and it gets even harder now. It's a bit like Iridium in that you can scroll for a distance one way and then turn around and go the other way. crashing into the ships doesn't actually kill you, which is a bonus because they fire a lot of bullets that do. And I'm actually having a really good go of it here, way better than any go I've had so far. This is by far the best go I've had on this second level, but there you go, I got shot by a random bullet that I couldn't even see again there. And I've got 1 life left and I got killed straight away, which is really, really annoying. I got quite close to the 3,110 there, so I'm going to give it another go and try and talk about it while I'm playing. I'll probably be rubbish this time now, as is evidenced. It seems to be totally random sometimes how you get killed. It's almost impossible to see the bullets. There I got shot as soon as I appeared on the screen. So yeah, it's Uridium but with a different perspective, I suppose, and there goes another life, and that just illustrates how difficult the game is. So graphically it's quite nice. The sounds are a bit, you know, typical space noises. The graphics of the spaceships are quite cool. The main spaceship reminds me, the player's one, of the one out of IO a little bit, but on, I say, a more 3D perspective. So the perspective's quite different. The graphics are quite nice. What's bad about it is basically it's just totally unfair when you get shot sometimes. Sometimes you get shot by bullets just as they appear on the screen, or when the game level starts you get an enemy right in your face straight away that you can't get out of the way of. Come on. There we go, so I got onto level 1 again. For some reason it starts on level 0 as well, which is a bit peculiar. Let's see how I get on here, see if I can make any progress on this level this time. I think the key thing to do really is try and stay out of the way of the top half of the big craft, because that's where you seem to get shot by these random bullets the most. It's actually slightly easier to see the bullets on level 2 as well, because they've used a different colour scheme. Now, I've got to admit, I was going to say that this is a pretty terrible game, but I'm actually quite getting into it now, so maybe perseverance was the key all along. It's a bit strange. It can be a bit frustrating with the random deaths, but I guess once you get to grips with it, it's not too bad. So, 10 minutes ago when I was playing through some trial runs, I might have said it wasn't worth $1.99, but now I'm actually starting to think it probably is. It's not the best space shoot 'em up in the world, but it's also not the worst. And it does offer something a little bit different to the normal sort of games. Can I get onto level? I've got three left to get. No, I'm dead. But I did get a high score, so there's a good way to leave it. And you get a little high score thing entry at the bottom, which I've seen used in a few Mastertronic games like this. And I forgot my name. Never mind. I forgot to put the M in. I didn't seem to be able to delete, so I'll just put ABC in. Is this how it was? There we go. So there we go. That's it in summary. Bit frustrating to get to grips with, but once you start playing it, maybe not as bad as I first thought.